Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of this My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry. With me this week are my co-hosts, Eric, the Whiskey Mutant, and Swan, the Bourbon Finder. Big Ass August is here.
It's going to change every week, and I'm just so ready for
That's how it
everything.
goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
One week it's a Star Wars quote. The next week he's saying he's going to kick somebody in the balls for a bottle.
Yeah, and I'll still do that.
Gotcha.
I can't believe you didn't get in Facebook jail again.
I got a warning.
From what you said yesterday?
Yeah. 3 strikes and you're out. So that's 1 for the month.
The Zuck is...
A fuck.
Sure.
Yeah. I was just testing the waters, I'll be honest.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I hope you've been well. If you're coming back for the repeat episode, this is great. This is really good stuff. Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening for the very first time, thank you so much as well for checking out the show. Subscribe if you have not done so already. If you're watching the video version of this, thank you for that. You can check out the video version of it on YouTube. It's youtube.com/mybourbonpodcast. We're going to talk about the YouTube channel a little bit more here in just a bit because we got kind of a big announcement for a live stream. So I think by now it's already kind of out there, or it should be at least, because I think I'm going to have announced it on my previous live stream.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to be going on, but we will get there. We are in the middle of early Big Ass August. So
It is big ass August.
go to the Patreon, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast to check out all of the Big Ass August festivities, where this week we've got the Last Call Lounge.
Oh, yeah, it's something.
Reviving maybe my favorite thing that I get to edit with a podcast.
You go in on the editing for that
I really do.
every time.
Yep.
Because with the regular podcast, occasionally you'll get some effects in there, and
Yeah.
you trim out a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and then you get to that, and I'm just like,
Wow, this is
Barry,
a production.
how much time did you spend on this?
There's one that I never put out, and I think I've talked about it privately before, but it originally was just me and Curtis, and I every time that I sat down to work on it, I got really, really anxious because of the amount of work that I was putting in for myself. But it was that he and I went to Bob's Burgers and we just got drunk while the family was like having an episode in the background. And like I was gonna write everything and do all the voices and just and like I seriously sat down at my computer about 5 times and I was like, I can't do this. Like just having a full-on panic attack over it. So that never saw the light of day. But there have been a couple of those where I've spent like 3 or 4 hours just editing that on top of like the
that's
actual
beautiful.
podcast stuff. But hey, it got me through a lot of the pandemic.
Something to do for sure.
It certainly was. But we also have something to do at the beginning of this episode. We normally do Flying Blind, where we get blinded by something, or we do Sips and Snacks. I don't know what we have this week.
Happy birthday to you.
Am I the president?
It's going.
It's my birthday week episode.
Yeah. When this comes out, you just had your birthday.
Yeah, I'll be 29.
Damn. You're getting old.
I know. I looked in the mirror today and I saw new gray hairs. Like noticeably new gray hairs.
I find the new gray hair in my beard and on my bald head all the time. Well, that too. I shave it off though, so nobody sees it.
Just only keep the gray hairs. Get rid of everything
Yeah.
else.
So,
Anyway.
sips and snacks.
Sips and Snacks.
Yes, this is your birthday sips and snacks.
Is this birthday snack cakes?
Birthday snack cakes.
Yay.
And this is inspired a little bit by our friend, our fellow listener, friend of the show, Jordan Ferguson. Since he's got a big ass August birthday, he asked me what goes best with birthday cake, and my reply was pretty much anything, because when you get a really traditional birthday cake, it's basically just vanilla on vanilla. You know what I mean? Just beautiful vanilla on vanilla.
I'm a funfetti guy.
Yeah. It's got sprinkles on top, too.
A little bit of color in my
Yeah.
life.
Oh, my Lord. Anyway, Anyway, so I told him when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Just pick something that you really like to add to a birthday cake. If you really like cherries, pick something that has a cherry note. If you really like chocolate, pick something that has a chocolate note, and it's going to go with it. And I thought, what am I going to do for sips and snacks for Perry? So, I decided to think about all the stuff Perry really likes, and I made a 1-in-1. Here, y'all can pass these out. A 1-in-1 custom Whiskey Mutant blend, which after we're done, Perry can have the rest for his birthday. And after we try it, I'll tell you what's in it.
Okay. I'm getting a little emotional over here.
Dude, yeah. I thought of all the stuff that you'd like, and I was like, I'm going to make something that pairs with the birthday cake.
So, didn't you give me a whole box of these last year?
Yeah.
On my birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which reminds me, this is just about the 1-year anniversary of you being on the podcast.
Is it?
I think we missed it.
Oh.
I think we missed it by a week.
It's all good.
Dang it!
We'll come back to that sometime.
I never got my anniversary.
Oh, so that's a thing.
This guy over here.
I'm sorry.
It's a thing then.
Mostly because I think I recorded an episode and disappeared for like 6 months. Sound familiar?
Oh,
did that again.
Smells just like a birthday cake. Little Deb, I love you. Just like a birthday cake.
That flavor is just so iconic. Like you.
Okay. I think I figured out what I want my birthday cake to be.
You're just going to take about 17 boxes of those, lay them flat, and cover it in icing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You made a blend for my birthday.
Yeah. I blended this up the other day before work. So it's been blended for about 3 days. And you keep the rest.
Ooh. You can actually nose the snack cake. That's how, like, big the flavor is on it.
Dude. I got to say, too, thank you, Jordan, for asking Eric.
Yeah, this inspired me.
Because I guess without his questioning, this wouldn't have been a reality.
That does smell good. Swan's doing a pour over.
That's amazing. I haven't even sipped the whiskey yet. I just wanted to.
Oh, yeah. That turned out good.
Oh, the finish, though.
A pour over. That's delicious.
Oh, yeah. I think
wow.
part of it is because the snack cake is just so spongy, so it just soaks it up.
Those are the best ones.
It just soaks it right up.
And I'll leave the birthday cakes with you so you can just eat on that
Okay.
for the rest of the week.
I'll probably have one on my stream tonight,
There you go.
too.
You can take that. So what do you think?
I think it's amazing. That pairing is fantastic, too. It actually makes the birthday cake kind of like nutty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that cake can hold up to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So anything you like, if you're listening, get you the birthday cakes from Lil Deb. Just find something you really like and just pair it up.
Lil Deb.
Lil Deb, man.
You know, it was funny when you first started like posting content of you mixing snack cakes and stuff. I was just like, what the what is going on? And then I secretly was just kind of like, I'm envious. Like he's found his niche. Like I need to try it. And I went and got fudge rounds and had some whiskey, and I went through half my collection. I was like, I had a great time and I'm drunk. This is just amazing. Like I get it. I want to buy in.
I think you and Perry were the ones that were like, you should do that's what inspired me to do the fudge round, like the tournament when I did the bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you doing that.
I don't want to take credit for that.
I don't either, but I remember
No, I
you
feel
doing
like we
that.
were talking about it, and that's what made me want to do the bracket.
That was like when you started doing that was right around the time that you got added to
Yeah.
the group chat as well.
Yeah, and I would ask somebody, and they'd be like, put this in there. And I was like, okay, I'll put that in there.
That's
And
a
the
good
rest
blend.
is history.
The blend's so good.
All right, so when I take bourbon and I think of Perry, I put 4 things in this, different ratios, and it was like I had to do it all by smell because I was working. And I was like, if this smells good, it's going to taste good because everything I put in is I know he likes. So think of it as like a pyramid. Mm-hmm. So we have a base that's a little bit more of 2014 rare breed. So that's our base. Then we're moving up a little bit more. And then we've got a 15-year-old Knob Creek pick. So they're a little bit more.
Right on the money so far.
Yeah. And we're going up in proof. So it's like da-da-da. And then the little bit more of this is a C918 Elijah Craig barrel proof, which is higher proof.
Yeah.
And then the little cap, and I just topped it off like a little floater on top of it. Hazmat Kings County. 150 proof. Just enough to like cap it off.
Yeah. That's
and pull it all together.
That's what helped it.
Yeah. So that was
just
it.
Get solidified. Okay.
Yeah. I put all 3 of them in there and I go, it needs something else. It needs just a little bit more, just something like to kick you. And I just did like a little doop, like a little, it just floated on top and then I blended it together.
So freaking good.
So that'll do it. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
So yeah, there you go. Perry's birthday blend.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone by the end of the week.
That's the point.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Man, thank you. That's fantastic. I'm just gonna let that sit and I'm gonna admire it for a little while before I take another drink of it.
Myron it.
Just Myron over here. So what have you guys been drinking recently?
I've actually not had anything since the last time we recorded.
I guess Eric hasn't either.
Yeah.
I had something Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I had a Russell's pick that I paired with oatmeal cream pie.
Nice.
It was an older label, like the label before now, and it was a Warehouse G. And it's really good, but it's getting so low, like I gotta like finish it off. So I'm thinking it's gonna make it to pours from the floor.
Oh, sweet.
No, but if Warehouse G are probably my favorite picks. I've said this before, and I don't know. There's just something about it. Like I just love Warehouse G. I like all Russell's picks, but something about G I love.
I've only ever had like 2 picks from Russell's that I was just kind of like, ugh, no, can't do it. And both of them were
Warehouse G.
No, Warehouse like F or
F?
S. S. I think it was S. Yeah.
I think I have one S.
I didn't like it.
Somebody has said that listens to the show that S is their favorite Rick House.
It might be their favorite, but I mean,
it's not yours.
It's not mine. And then
you.
Yeah, and then but I could definitely tell like it's a profile I don't like. It's not that it's just legitimately bad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's fine.
Sure.
Love what you like.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
It's fine. But I don't know. It wouldn't
love what you like and like what you love.
Like, yeah.
But even the worst Russells, I feel like you could still just crush a bottle.
Yeah, Patrick Starkey was the only person I know that's gotten a legitimately bad bottle of Russell's.
Really?
Only one.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying that.
And it was a Total Wine pick. So, whoops.
You remember that time I got a Total Wine Russell's pick, but I bought it from Liquor Barn?
Oh, yeah. The reverses happened a lot, too.
That's funny.
Where Total Wine will get Liquor Barn picks.
Yeah, we got like 2 cases of their Yellowstone pick, and we just called them like, hey, you want to come buy this back at cost? They're like, nah.
No, not really.
Just put it on the shelf. Just
right.
mix it in, you know? I mean, if you offer, you can't do much else.
Ours now.
Yeah.
Anyway. We went to a Legends game the other night. As we were getting out of the car in the parking lot, there were shots fired.
All right.
I'm not even kidding.
That's that side of town.
Yep.
That's about par for the course.
So then we went inside and I had a couple of bourbon barrel ales because I was like, not feeling this right now. Also, the emptiest stadium I've seen. Oh, it wasn't the Legends. It was the Genomes.
That would explain it.
The team that's on loan from Maryland.
Wild Health Genomes or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Got to the end of the night, and I was drunk enough to where I was just screaming, just yelling for the players. And, I mean, it was just dead silent at a couple of points.
Oh, no.
But, I mean, like, I got people to get excited about the game.
So you basically filled in the role where you got up, screamed, had a fantastic time, and then sat down and looked at Lucy and went, "Where am I?" Like, just...
No, I knew where I was.
Okay.
I was there to watch baseball. Baseball's my favorite sport.
We're going to run it back, though, because I got more for September.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It was a really good game. The Genomes won. Like, killed them. I mean, in the first... they had 3 runs in the first inning, and I think they had a total of 7 by the end of the 4th.
I wish they were the gnomes.
That would be better.
That would be really funny.
Get the little Travelocity gnome as their little mascot.
Wearing the little hats and stuff.
Yeah, I got a gnome at my house. He's chilling.
But I hadn't had a bourbon barrel ale in a long time. But, man,
Did you
they're
know
so good.
some of the Newtown Branch products are actually, I think even the current single malt from them is actually aged in those beer barrels.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I had no clue. I looked it up on their website, and I'm like, now I got to try that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think I've had it.
Have you had a Kentucky bourbon barrel ale before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, as far as beer goes,
It's stouty.
it's good, I guess. I just don't do beer, man.
Swan does not like beer at all.
Every like 6 months, I force myself to reaffirm that. Like I have to
Force yourself.
I either have to like tell myself like, no, this is still not for you, or I move on. I do that with certain foods too. I just like everyone loves them. I should like them. They're people that if we were to go to like a restaurant, I could see us like having a mutual like want for certain things on a menu, and it's just like I still just hate it. Can't do it.
Completely fair.
I try it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be
Hey,
those
you try.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
what
want to be
matters.
one of those
Try.
people that's like, oh, I hate this. And it's like, when was the last time you had it? Like, I've never had it.
Yeah, like it's word of mouth. I know what I like and I know what they like, and if they don't like it, then I don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. I'll definitely order a beer and
I
make
got
faces at you
influenced on
every couple months.
Instagram, so I know that I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the news and the TTB labels. No new releases this week because I guess we did them all last week, and even then it was like nothing.
Yeah.
So I believe that I will have announced this on my live stream this past week. But tomorrow, after this episode comes out, that live stream is going to be a fundraiser for Eastern Kentucky for the flooding that has happened over there. And it is also going to be when we give away our 2 general admission weekend tickets for Bourbon and Beyond.
Yep.
Eric was originally going to be a part of that. You probably got to fill in for somebody at work.
Yeah.
So Eric is going to be giving away his set of tickets for Louder Than Life.
Yeah. Come mosh with me.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be at both weekends.
Yeah.
I won't be, not like the entire time, but we will definitely be
At least
there.
be there one evening and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So, youtube.com/My Bourbon Podcast. All the funds that we raise are going to be given to Eastern Kentucky flood relief. This actually kind of leads into our first bit of news as well. But I figured we could take a week of snuffy chats and
Yeah.
support the folks who are very close to you in your heart.
Yeah.
Eric. That we're so affected by yet another.
It's just crazy just seeing like pictures on like the news, and you're like, that's where I grew up. Like that's the place that I used to hang out, or I know that place. And it's so like, I don't know if I said this on the podcast last time or if I was just talking to April or something, but it's like, it almost makes me feel hypocritical because it's like, when I see this happen in other places that doesn't affect me as much, like I don't feel I always feel bad, but I don't feel as passionate about it. But then when it's something or some place that you actually have like a connection to, it's like
No, it's completely understandable.
So-
that's how it goes.
So yeah, it breaks my heart seeing the pictures and everything, and knowing that was my place, that was my hometown, and like Perry said, get on the live and do that. If you want to do the Louder Than Life tickets giveaway, that will be on my Instagram. I'll have Perry and My Bourbon Pod tagged in that as well. It'll be just a donate, either send me a PayPal, or I'll find something you can do a screenshot, and then I'll let that run until Perry's done the Bourbon and Beyond, and we'll end them both on Thursday night. So you still have a chance to get on my Instagram right now and go for those as well.
Yeah, so that'll start today, I guess, as of recording.
Yeah,
right? Or
I got it
tomorrow?
set up. I'll probably be putting it on Instagram tomorrow.
That's fine. Yeah, I think I might have a little bit of like official press images and stuff to send to you if you need it as well.
Yeah, just send them over.
But anyway,
There's been a lot of big companies helping out with that too. I saw where Tide was sending one of like their massive like trucks to just wash clothes. Because I mean, you look at the floods, and one of the biggest things that was crazy about it was not water. It was like just sludge.
Mud, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and there's people literally just like squeegeeing out their house. Like that is insane.
yeah. I mean, it's about as destructive as you can get, with a natural disaster.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, the people there, they have such a good outlook too. You watch them literally just like, yeah, it happened last year, it happened this year, it'll happen again next year too. I don't care. This is my home. I'm not moving.
Yep.
And like it's just crazy. They just I love that for them. To have such a connection to where you live is great.
yeah. But again, I mean, we want to support Eric and
Yeah.
your family.
It's
and,
just
because it's
appreciate
not
that.
just your blood family, but I mean where you're from, that's your people.
I appreciate that.
So
Oh, yeah.
man. Speaking of the floods in eastern Kentucky, the bourbon industry is hosting an auction to help those affected by the Kentucky floods. It means that they are there's a couple of different things. Wild Turkey just up and donated $50,000
That's amazing.
to help relief over there. But
I love wild turkey.
there's also it's the bourbon charity or bourbon relief fund or something like that that Fred Minnick spearheaded.
Is this like the same one they did for the tornadoes?
It's the exact same one. Fred just put out, I think he put out an email about it. Let me see what I can find. But saying that, here it is. The Kentucky Bourbon Benefit. Sorry. It's presented by Fred, the Kentucky Distillers Association, Bourbon Crusaders, and Westport Whiskey and Wine. They're going to have an online auction from August 11th until the 21st. You can head to kybourbonbenefit.com to check all of that out. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of different ways to support the relief and to help out, and we're gonna do as much as we can. I mean, it's not $3.4 million
I think any little bit helps.
worth, but we do want to make sure that we're showing up for it, because Kentucky's gone through. I think I said this last week, but eventually Kentucky's going to get a break.
Yeah,
Like,
we got to.
just need a break, man. It's been a rough couple of years. Not that it hasn't been for everybody, but anyway, kybourbonbenefit.com. Go check that out. Happier news, I suppose. It looks like we have the lineup announced for the Bourbon County Stout releases. I'm excited. From Goose Island.
Got any Blantons?
I don't know yet. I'm actually seeing this for the first time. So, what was that noise?
Barley wine. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That we had a barley wine a few years ago, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. That was one of the ones that I tried, and then somebody told me after, like, you're supposed to let that sit for a couple years. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's all of them, but you can drink them. And they're like, no, like barley wine, like really let it
So
sit.
do you let them sit in a fridge, or do you like in your
It's
basement
kind of the
or
same
something?
as whiskey, is what I was told. Is to just keep it, and to where it's not going to get super hot. It's not going to be, you can refrigerate it, I guess,
Yeah.
but it doesn't need to be. Oh my God, there's so much good stuff on there.
Yeah. So we've got 7 different variants. The Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, 2-year barley wine reserve, 30th anniversary reserve stout, biscotti stout,
Is that Italian?
spaghetti.
What?
No, those
Yeah, biscotti.
that's those little cookies. The little a lot of people call them, I guess, biscuits, but they're like,
Oh,
but
like
they're
Biscoff?
yeah, literally, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah,
It's finished in that?
yeah. So just like kind of the cookies without sugar.
They put them
There
in
you
a
go.
barrel and let the cookies sit, and they put the beer in it?
Listen, they're working magic over there, man.
All right, I'm down.
Coffee
Just a
stout.
smoothie sour? What?
Smoothie stout.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Coffee
you
stout, Sir Isaac Stout, and the Proprietor Stout. The Proprietor Stout comes out every year.
Wait, what? Sir Isaac? Are they putting Sir Isaac in a barrel too?
We are going to find out here together, my friend. The 2-year barley wine.
Like little kids. Like, what
Yeah.
is that?
Dad, help me. What's going
Tell
on?
me, Dad, what's going on?
The barley wine is aged in 14, 16, and 17-year-old barrels from Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond releases. So I'm excited about that one. The 30th anniversary stout, 14.4% ABV. And it looks like it's going to be aged in Jim Beam barrels? Yeah, a blend of Jim Beam barrels from their small batch bourbon collection.
Hope it's Basil Hayden.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's probably Basil Hayden, Knob Creek, and
Old Granddad.
Booker's.
Booker's?
That's part of the small batch collection, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. It is. Yeah, and Baker's was. I guess it's technically not anymore.
The coffee stout, Intelligentsia Coffee, they're partnering with
What'd
them.
you call me?
It's the second week in a row you've used that joke.
I'll probably do it next week.
This specific coffee blend combined with our Imperial Stout is called Turahamwe, which means together, and is a perfect tribute to all the hands that go into making it, from the female coffee farmers in Burundi that produced the blend to our friends at Intelligentsia, the first brand we worked with on a variant back in 2010. Nice. All right, Sir Isaac Stout.
That's the one I want. I read it already. I'm here for it. I'm ready to
I
go.
can't
after
see
fresh
anything
thinking-
over here.
You can't lean in?
Nah. I'm going to
Can't-
knock the mic over.
Can't be bothered.
But
Well,
I like
do
the
we-
surprise. I don't like spoilers.
So it looks like it's a proprietary blend and recipe that is intended to taste like fig cookies.
I don't know if you picked up on this. It's Fig Newtons.
Fig
Yeah.
Newtons?
They just can't say Fig Newtons.
I love Fig Newtons.
Oh, it's called Isaac Newton?
Sir
Yeah.
Isaac.
Sir
Yeah.
Isaac
Oh,
Newton?
okay, I get it.
Newton?
Yeah,
Fig Newton?
yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God,
buddy.
look what they've done.
Look what
I
they did.
get it.
Those.
I get it.
Sneaky
I
bastards.
love it. It's like anytime somebody has to reference Disney on a produced thing. It's great.
The Shack of Rat.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You know,
not
Fig
rack.
Newtons are probably one of those things that it's like every 6 months I have to go back and try them and be like, I don't mind them.
I don't hate them.
I
I
remember
could not eat them all the time.
No.
I remember as a kid thinking, man, these are kind of weird. I don't know if I like these. And then as soon as I hit college, somebody was like, you want a Fig Newton? I was like, yeah, it's been forever. And then I was just like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing. And I have not stopped since.
I guess we got to pair some Fig Newtons.
It's okay. I'll do it by myself. Every 6 months you can pair them.
Well,
Okay.
the
that's about time. So
the Proprietor Stout is the last release, and it's inspired by a love of cocktails and the vibrant hospitality industry in Chicago. The recipe was dreamed up after 2 of their brewers, Jason Krasowski and Paul Cade, Spend
There
a
it
night
is.
out on the town trying some of the best cocktails the city has to offer. The result is a brewer's take on the Jungle Bird cocktail that combines banana, coconut, lime, and a new ingredient for the Bourbon County
Yeah,
Stout
boy.
family.
Jungle bird.
Jungle bird,
yeah,
man.
You're all about them jungle birds, aren't you?
I am.
Pineapple. Pineapple's the last ingredient for the Bourbon County Stout family here.
So there's no
So it's,
bourbon, like big name bourbon one. I guess the
no.
Fitzgerald.
Well, they had the 30th
They've got-
anniversary. That was all the Jim Beam stuff. I
Yeah.
guess.
But the regular Bourbon County Stout, it's going to be aged in a bunch of barrels from Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace.
Gotcha.
Four Roses is new.
Yeah, I don't think they've done Four Roses before.
No, but they also have significantly amped up how much of that they're putting out. Because
Yeah, good point.
it's been on the shelves for a while now. And usually that was one of those that got scooped up within days.
Well, it was, I think, for a couple of years. And I think people started to realize how much of it there is on the market, and they didn't have to go so crazy.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, people were buying cases of it at a time.
Yeah, well, I wish they would do another one of those. I wish they would do it every year, to be honest. Those 3-packs that they do, where they do like
Yeah.
this year's, the previous years, and the years before that.
I think the only time they did it was 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, because I remember that was one of the ones that I personally bought to try. Because you're like, you gotta have this, you gotta have this, and I went and tried it, and I was like, oh, 17's the most tolerable beer that I've had in a while. And then 18, I was like, this is also pretty good. And then 19, I was like, okay.
You know, the longer I do this podcast with you two, the more I realize that I am more of an equal opportunity drinker than the either of you are.
So what's
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. Though.
Yeah.
It's true. Like I'm not like, oh, whatever gets me drunk. It's just like I enjoy a variety of different things. Like if
yeah.
I don't have to be like, well, I guess I'll put ice in my bourbon because it's the summer and I still want to drink bourbon. But like, I'll have a gin and tonic during the summer because see, that's the thing. It's like
No. It's an audio medium. I shook my head. No.
well, you can still see it on the
Yeah.
video and everything
No, I just-
too. But I'm sorry that I enjoy.
I'd rather go pick a sunflower and eat it like an oatmeal cream pie. I just hate gin, man.
I don't like gin at all, dude.
Can't do
I would
it.
chew on a air freshener.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Anything
Cheaper,
distilled
probably.
and aged, I can usually get behind. Outside of that, I don't know.
What about a distilled and barrel aged gin?
I've tried it. It's okay. It's okay. I tried the new Riff one.
We've got that one that Donnie and Diana gave us too.
Yeah. I mean, it's better significantly. I just don't. I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Okay.
I like margaritas.
Those are okay.
Yeah.
I can do those.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just move on.
I was just looking for one that had like a Blanton's topper on it, like last year.
What if with the Sir Isaac's?
It
Was
comes
it the
with
one?
a fake
No.
noon.
The one that they did Fitzgerald barrels.
They put the bottle of decanter. Like,
They
Like a
had-
canter
yeah.
stopper in there.
That'd be so funny.
What if they just wax dipped the Booker's one, the one that was done in the Jim Beam stuff? Just wax
Oh, that'd
dipped
be
it
great.
like that, put the little ribbon.
Yeah. Here's something I think we can all get on board with. Assassin's Creed has a bourbon.
Damn.
I lied.
So
Especially because this is a Texas bourbon. And it's finished in Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
what? I love Assassin's Creed. I might do it.
I mean, we can review it. Let's see if we can get a sample.
I've played every Assassin's Creed game.
Have you really?
Every single one,
What's your
including
favorite?
the DS ones.
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, I think for me, the all of 2, because they did like all the Ezio trilogy. Fantastic. Loved it.
What about the movie?
Interesting.
No,
Okay.
no.
Is that Michael Fassbender?
It was bad. That was what it was.
You know, wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal in it?
No, that's Prince of Persia.
Oh. My bad.
Yeah. So it's a 4-year-old straight bourbon whiskey bottled at 90 proof and has the official tasting notes of rye spice, wheat character, and hints of cherry, vanilla, and oak.
Damn.
Weak character.
Weak character? Like a serial character?
I don't know, man. Not even seeing a price on this, but I don't know, $40, $50 probably.
Nope. Pricing
here
at
it is.
$69.
$69.
There you go.
Per $7.50. It's available online and also to visitors of Tennessee Legends 4 retail stores.
Oh,
I don't know what that
gonna
is.
have to take a drive, I guess.
We'll figure it
Well, you
out.
can get it online.
Yeah.
You can buy the
Swan's like, no, I have to go. I have to go.
Well, I mean, it just gives me
The
an
special
excuse to go
package
visit
at
Donnie. It's
GameStop.
fine. That's true. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, GameStop starts selling
like the-
alcohol too.
the bourbon edition or something.
I did like a couple weeks ago go to get my hair cut, and the GameStop had this giant sign on it next to the place I got my hair cut, and it said, "We have Xbox bundles." And I walked in, and I was like, "Bundles, sweet! Like, I'll go get pricing." I finally bought one. I'd been looking for one for a while with the storage capacity that I wanted, and
Like the new
larger
Xbox
ones.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I finally got it, and as I was checking out, the guy took it down. I was just like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, we got one. We got one."
You
Xbox."
bought the only one?
I bought the only one.
That's
Damn.
incredible.
I was so happy.
Dang.
Yeah. And then I got an
That
Assassin's
sounds
Creed
like a
game with it.
bourbon release.
Yeah,
We're going to be
right?
releasing this, and then one person gets it, and they're like, "All right, the release is over."
Yeah, here's your one Russells. Have fun.
Yeah.
Fuck. Could you imagine though if they started selling like alcoholic G Fuel?
You know, it might keep
I'll
him in
be down.
business.
Is G Fuel failing right now?
No, GameStop. I don't think that.
They're not
Well, I'm
doing the
not
greatest.
necessarily talking about GameStop. I'm just
G Fuel?
yeah.
No, they're doing fine.
Okay. I figured they were. But a bunch of TTB labels that we can look at. Speaking of Goose Island, Bardstown Bourbon Company, Goose Island Bourbon County Stout finished. Straight bourbon whiskey.
I think both Eric and I can agree that we're looking at you right now for this. How excited are you?
I'm really excited for that. 111.4 proof.
Nice.
Not seeing an age. Oh, 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon. And they finished it in Goose Island barrels for 13 months.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm
Cocoa,
all
baked
over
cherry, and vanilla cream.
that. Yep. All over that. For
I'll
sure.
try it. I'll try it.
Castle and Key wheated bourbon. Wheated bourbon.
Can we just give a shout out to their graphic designer?
Yeah, they're killing it.
They're killing it.
It's a shame that their bourbon
Well,
isn't very
that's-
good.
Yeah, it makes me want to buy the whiskey every time, and then I have to do a double take.
Yeah. 4 years old. Looks like it's coming out this year.
4-year-old weeder.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That would be fun to compare that directly against Wilderness Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are one of
absolutely.
the only people that make a young weeded bourbon that is actually really good.
It's true.
Young weeded bourbon, man, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it always needs a little bit more than 4 years.
It does.
This is interesting. Starlight's Huber's small batch bourbon whiskey finished in ice wine barrels. 112.4 proof.
Gonna be sweet.
What it is? Tell me about ice wine.
Ice wine is a type of wine where they actually leave the grapes on the vine until it freezes. And then when they pull the grapes off frozen, then they actually macerate the grapes and make the wine from it.
What does that do differently as far as the wine is created?
So if you freeze grapes, it literally just kind of pulls everything in. And
Right.
the more condensed you get the grape and the longer it's been on there, some of them even grow almost like a fungus to them. It's a little strange. And then they as soon as they get really condensed, it just takes the sugars and condenses them down. So then when you make wine from it, it makes a super sweet wine.
Interesting.
Sounds good.
So I guess this is going to be a sweet, a sweeter bourbon.
Yeah.
Weeder.
4-year-old bourbon finished in these casks.
Yeah. And it's weird, too, because those bottles usually get bottled in 200 mils or 375s. They're tiny because they're super expensive. It's like $50 for one of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. The left cross Puncher's Chance. Did we talk about Puncher's Chance last week?
I feel like we did.
I think we did too.
I don't know.
I think you were the one who was like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about Puncher's Chance."
I think I sent it in our little message thread, but I don't remember talking about it.
Maybe. Straight bourbon finished in Jamaican dark rum casks. 14 years old, 96 proof. I'm curious. Be interested to find out. My goodness gracious, so many new RD1.
Did you see the bubblegum head thing?
No.
So that is from Three Floyds.
They're making their own whiskey?
Yeah, they've got a whiskey. They've got now a straight malt whiskey, and then
That
they've got
label
a
is
Everclear.
dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Here, turn the TV a little bit towards
It's bottled
me
in
there.
bond too. Straight malt whiskey.
That, look Looks like a comic book.
It really does. I like that.
Yep.
100 proof.
Dope.
They've got a
4
special
years old.
release they do at their gift shop that you can get, and I think it's bourbon, so you can actually go pick it up. It's called Divine
Interesting.
Right.
I love Three Floyds. We're going to have to see what we can do about that. I think I brought this up not too long ago, but ZZ Top has their own bourbon
Can't wait to have that in
coming out.
the lounge.
Tres Hombres. Yeah, that's going to be what brings back that cover band to the lounge.
CC Top.
A couple of Indiana bourbons, a Texas bourbon. It's 100%
Why they got
corn.
ruin Indiana MGP like that?
You know, I will say though, it's a 3-year Texas whiskey. Like that's got some age to it.
Yeah.
I mean, sweetly oaked.
Old Elk single barrel program, it looks like, maybe. Only listing a high malt bourbon at 6 years old right now. But interesting. I'd be curious to find out what that is. New Holland Spirits? I've not heard of New Holland before.
They just put out that Dragon's Milk stuff.
Oh, that's them. Okay.
I think it's the same company. Which I looked into that. That's 5-year-old distillate from them.
Well, it looks like this is 7-year-old distillate.
Yeah. So they've been at this for a while because they have one that just says
Surprisingly.
beer barrel bourbon. And it's been on the shelves for a long time.
Yeah.
It gets overlooked because you're like, well, that's really generic. I don't want that. But I think it's the same New Holland that does the Dragon's Milk stouts.
Okay.
So it's, I don't know, probably pretty good.
Well, this is a single barrel, 110 proof. Doesn't look like it's finished in anything, but we got to check that out for sure. Anything you guys are seeing that we want to talk about?
Yeah, that Hard Truth stuff right there.
Sure.
They've got a bourbon and a Kentucky Sweet Mash. That's that one that came out in that ridiculous like bottle and they had the rye. Now they're doing looks like single barrel picks of these, and they're going to be
Interesting.
decently aged.
Yeah, 5 years old it looks like.
It was pretty good. I mean, I remember drinking the rye and thinking it's got a little youthfulness to it, but there's a lot of redeeming flavors, so I think it'll be pretty good.
There's another Hard Truth as well. Uncut and unfiltered.
Yeah.
Single barrel. Oh, it's pick too.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I think they're going to have some fun selects going on.
We've got a few, I think, from Foray Ranch. Malted Grain Series.
Quad malt.
Quad malt bourbon whiskey.
Quad malt.
That was my nickname in
Interesting.
high school.
Quad malt.
Dent
Sounds
corn.
like a dance.
Dent corn, winter wheat, winter rye, and 2-row barley. If my mouse will work. 100% malted corn. Single malt.
The Redwood Empire that down there, that one's going to be pretty interesting in the center there. Yeah.
With the cast strength.
Yeah, but that's the blue one that everyone really liked, the Lost Monarch, but it's cast strength.
Oh.
So
Is that a
that
rye?
one's no, it's an American
bourbon.
whiskey.
Oh.
Well, this one's a bourbon.
That one's a bourbon.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah.
Blended straight whiskeys.
So that one I think will be good because believe it or not, they were one of the few companies that I really bought into. They were newer. I think they're out of California. They're really different. But for 3 years, they do a really good job. Chad, My Daily Bourbon Chad, he was telling me about it, and I was like, okay, buddy. And I finally bought a
Fart
bottle, and I
noise.
was like, all right, he's right.
117.2 proof.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah. Zeppelin Bend? American single malt. 10 years old, 94.6 proof. Also from New Holland. Interesting. Rum cask finished.
I'm gonna have to try some stuff from them because they're putting out a lot of like decently aged stuff that could be pretty good.
Very old Saint Nick.
Ancient cask bourbon whiskey Immaculata. No proof yet.
15-year.
Oh, is it one of those toted bourbons, do you think?
Could be, but at this point, I would assume it would probably be 16 years, and they left it in the barrel. I don't know why they would pull it out and then wait this long.
I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated with the Old Saint Nick brand just because of how expensive a lot of that stuff has been. Like unnecessarily so.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
regardless. We got reviews. Or at least a review.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
You tell me.
I want
Birthday
to do
boy.
I want to do both, but also like I don't think we can. That's a lot.
Well, we can save one for next week.
Let's save one for next week.
You tell me which one.
I mean, I'm too excited about the Bookers.
All right.
Let's do the Bookers.
Get that beautiful box out here.
The first 7-year Bookers since like the second or third release of Bookers with a batch name, I think. I'll have to go back and look. But
Bookie no.
man, it's just it's exciting to see a release of Bookers that I'm excited about. You know, like every release of Bookers recently has just been I've been like, all right. But it really was just that 7-year age statement.
Do you think them going, like officially announcing that they're going to 3 releases a year instead of 6 to 4 or whatever is going to be a good call for them as far as focusing on quality?
I think it depends. I think time will tell. But I don't like I don't know because like I didn't feel like we had any trouble with the 4-year-old or excuse me the 4 releases until all of a sudden like they just started tanking.
Yeah, but I mean that could be just like, oh man, 4's too much. There's a lot of demand for this all of a sudden.
It's so dark.
Looks good.
It's so dark.
Ooh.
Little cork pop.
That's pretty good. So this is the Lumberyard batch. 124.8 proof. The lowest age in it is 7 years, 1 month, 7 days. Oh, you were
Letting
waiting
you
for me
read
to-
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. I'm gonna say it. I always compare Bookers to Country Ham, so because that's been my favorite in the last little bit.
All right, I was not prepared for Bookers. Hold on.
I haven't had Bookers in so long, man.
Wasn't even that. I just stuck my nose in there like it was 86 proof.
Smells like bourbon. Smells like high proof bourbon. 124.8 proof.
I'm getting some like fresh cut grass on there.
I get honey. It smells like Honey Nut Cheerios.
I can get behind that.
Nuts and honey. And then just like, you know it's bourbon. It's like, this is just like...
A little cherry in there.
Yeah. A lot of Honey Nut Cheerios. I'm not mad at it.
It does have a lot of ethanol on the nose, though.
Yeah, you gotta like really like, you can't go deep in there.
That's why I said I wasn't prepared for it, man. I went in there.
I mean...
It's good up front. I think it's really good up front.
I don't like the finish at all.
I don't like the finish either. It starts going like cherry cough syrup. It gets really astringent by the end of it.
Yeah, it kind of dupes you there. It's like good. Wait a second. Surprise, mother. Yeah, dude, it's like, it's nutty. I mean, you can tell it's Beam, it's Booker's, almost like it's almost like Snickers up front. It's kind of like a Snickers, and then all of a sudden it goes a completely different direction on the finish. And I don't know.
The second sip is a lot better. But you have to just deal with the fact that it coated your mouth. It's a lot of flavor.
Yeah, Snickers up front and not a good party in the back. I don't even know what that is.
It smells like, I mean, it tastes like what I imagine the like wood would taste like, the dead trees
Yeah.
that are just laying there, and it just smells damp and woody and
Damp's a good one.
yeah.
It's got a damp finish.
Man.
I think that's probably one of the better flavors I've had out of Booker's. It's not all the way through. At least in recent.
But the thing that you get left with the most is the finish,
Yeah, because it's long.
which it makes me not want to go back for another drink.
Lumberjack.
And I really do enjoy the palate up front, but it just by the time it's over, I don't want any more of it.
I feel, and hear me out here, I think this is going to be a perfect one for you. Because you could chase this with something. Whether it's a snack cake,
Yeah,
something aptly like that.
We've got to, we got to take that finish out.
Yeah. So you could, I mean, not that you want to like get a $90 bottle of Booker's and chase it with something, but
me and Perry split this one, so
yeah. But
here we go.
I think you could like legitimately pair this well with stuff. I
mean, it would go perfect with. I immediately thought of a Snickers, but it's almost like you're going to need not much of a pour over. It's going to have to be like a layered snack, and you're going to have to do the sip and eat. It's going to be like take a sip, eat it, and it kind of mixes in your mouth, and it may take out. If that finish could just go away.
I think it needs something without chocolate, if I'm honest. I want to put it with like one of those snowballs.
Coconut things? That would be, I mean, that would be a completely different animal.
I think if you take the chocolate though and it kind of coats the back end, I think that's what's really going to kind of solve some of that.
Yeah. Either way, though, it's a pricey bottle. There's a decent flaw in it that at least that we think we like out of it.
A decent flaw is a really nice way of putting it.
I'm doing my best.
No, I know. But and I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't know. I think I just got too excited over this.
It's like clickbait. They got us with with the label. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like you're finally like, oh, 7 years because the last one was 6 years, 11 months.
It was like a week younger than 7 years.
And you're like, why didn't you just do 7 years?
Okay, the last sip I took though had a little citrus on the finish.
No, I've been getting citrus.
Yeah,
for sure.
The citrus is a little redeeming. I'll give it that. It's almost like
kind of pina colada-y.
Pina colada-y. I even get like those orange candies covered in like in like sugar, a little crystallized sugar.
Yeah.
Almost like a dried mango kind of thing. I don't know. That little bit it's nice, but it's not enough.
No. A low scoring finish for me. Dang it! I really wanted to like this. I would
rather this finish just drop off and be like, there's not much of a finish, as opposed to I want this finish to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would rather have a no finish than a long finish. And
does this read like, because it kind of does
like me
to
in high
me.
School. I mean, yeah, this finishes like me in high school. Huh?
Does this read to you like when you were in high school? Never mind.
Yeah.
Like this
takes me back.
Like this was the result of over tasting things and having just kind of a dead palate by the end of it. Because I feel like this isn't as intentional as some blends are. And it was just kind of like thrown together a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, you got to look at like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof too. I mean, they have some that come out and you're like, oh, this is kind of a dud. But there's people that like, they love it.
No, I know.
They may have gone for a very intentional thing that just hits a niche instead of a broader audience. Either way, I do think it needs a little work.
I think when I go back to the nose gets worse. Like, I mean...
It gets thinner.
Yeah, there's just not much... And even, like, taking the ethanol out of it, it's like... I don't know. Up front, it's really good. And everything else is just... Nah.
Well, I mean, we compared the whiskey we had last week, 15 stars, to this. Price point wise, I'd much rather have the other. I'd much rather have 15 stars.
yeah.
I'd buy it all day.
Yeah, and we got confirmation that it was $140.
Yeah.
That bottle was $140.
Yeah,
And we were saying 120 to 150.
Yeah.
Right.
So this one, most places is probably hitting around $100.
This was, I got a little bit of a frequent customer discount, but before that it was $99.99.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, for $50 extra, would you be happier with a bottle of the 15 stars?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
for
compared
sure.
it so directly
No,
last week.
no contest.
No.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate, and famously, Booker said, as he was dying, "Don't let them touch my Bookers." And I mean, not that it's been like tampered with, but I do think that this is just further evidence that the quality has just dropped off. And
Yeah.
it's just not there, and I don't know if there's a different team of tasters or the people who are kind of guiding the way that these batches are built. I don't know what that guidance looks like anymore, but it clearly is not what it once was.
And I'm with you on that. I think when I do score this, I'm going to give the price an extra point, just because this has probably been the brand that's been hit the heaviest about their price increase, easily. I mean, I've seen people complain about Booker's over and over and over again, raising their prices when every other distillery has done the exact same.
Do you guys want to go ahead and review this then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I mean, we got to. I mean, everybody's going to be trying to get this. So.
And after letting it sit for a couple of minutes, I do think that it has significantly improved, though. I'm really enjoying the palate.
I think it's going to
No.
get better as it opened. I mean, we really did just straight up open it and pour it. There's no time to open up.
Yeah. So we have a review system of nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Total score out of 20. Guys, what do you think about the nose on this one?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
I was gonna go with a 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
I did 2.5 because it's just a no. I mean, it's bourbon, it's nutty,
Yeah.
it's Booker's, it's right down the middle.
My issue with it is just that thing you were talking about earlier, that it does seem to get thinner the longer that it
Yeah.
sits in the glass, which I don't really understand.
I don't know.
Like, that's what about that? Surely some of the ethanol would be rolling off of the nose, but
Right.
it's not, and it's getting a little bit more dominant for me. So I like, there is a lot about the nose that I enjoy that is very kind of classic bourbon, classic Booker's, but overall I am just not impressed with it, unfortunately. So 2 for me.
I gave it a 2.5 because I feel like once you do get through the ethanol, you kind of figure out where to hold the Glen and that kind of thing. Make sure you can actually smell it. It's not bad, but I mean,
But you don't want to have to do that. You don't have to be like, hey, listen, I'm going to pour you this, but you got to hold it this way, and you got to
Yeah.
be careful on the nose. Like, you don't want to like pour this and have to instruct somebody on how to smell it.
yeah,
That-
exactly.
yeah,
You
I
got to
definitely
give
feel that way.
qualifiers on the
Yeah.
bourbon you just poured. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Palate, easily the best part of this for me. Still not over the moon about it, but I really did enjoy it. 3.5.
I gave it a 4.
Wow.
Thought it was actually really good. I mean, again, the best part by far.
Yeah. I gave it a 3. I mean, I feel like 2.5 is right down the middle or around that. It's a little bit better than that, like up front. I mean, I'm just going based on my like initial taste up front. So it's
Yeah.
a Snickers. It's chocolatey. It's nutty. You guys were saying you get some citrus. I get chocolate and nuts all day.
I do think that I think the finish is actually improving, or it definitely has for me at the very least. It's like it's just kind of mellowed out. It's not as astringent or frustrating.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Booker's to me was always, it used to be anyways. This was the bourbon I looked to like really set the standard for what a good finish would be. I mean,
Yeah,
remember
I
Front
agree.
Porch Batch?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, I mean that
I
was.
miss it.
I think I rated that a 5. That was
you did too.
amazing. So good. And this is just not that.
I gave it a what did I give it? A 1.5.
That's what I gave it.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just disappointing, I guess.
Yeah.
It almost it hits the finish hits you fast enough to where it ruins like the good front palate, and then like I said, it stays with you, and it's not a finish I want to stay with me. It's almost a finish that's like I got to get something else to get this aftertaste out of my mouth.
Yeah, I also 1.5 is where I was at.
And
Not looking good going into the price here.
Boy.
Yeah. So I mean, retail has jumped up to $99.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated by that, just because of what it has been for so long. And I know that we have to kind of adjust our scales and adjust our viewpoints based on how the market changes and the way that the industry is changing. So I can accept that. I can still also be frustrated by it, I think. So, I mean, with as good of a quality, as high of a quality as Booker's was for so long, and that price point being, I mean, fairly accessible and pretty appropriate, especially considering, you know, what the lowest age was going into it. I'm struggling with this because of how much everything has just fallen off the deep end. And I hate to say it, but I mean, there are just so many other things that I would rather pick up that I consider to be a much better value. And if we're comparing apples to apples, you got to think about Knob Creek single barrel.
Yeah.
A $60 bottle
About two
that's
of them
9 years
before I bought
old.
this.
Yeah, I would too. I hate to do it. I think that upping the price on this is understandable, but ultimately the wrong move for Jim Beam, especially when you consider how low a quality a product this is. It's a 2 for me. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think it's a 2. I'm going to give it a 3 because, again, I feel like this one in particularly has gotten just absolutely thrown under the bus when it comes to pricing.
Yeah.
So for me, that gives me a total of like 11.
I got a 9.
Yeah.
I gave the price a 1.5.
I think you're closer to me than you are, Swan.
8.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Take away the box, take away the wax, whatever you can do to bring the price down. I don't know. Like, it just, I mean, that's $100 bottle that I don't know. Like, it looks good on a shelf. Maybe if you're just collecting them, you don't, you want to get the whole set, that's fine. But like when you taste it, like, it's hard to score something with a bad finish high for me. Like I've almost got to the point where finishes are maybe one of the most prominent thing I look for, like a good finish. Just because if you have a good finish, you can sit there and chill, talk to your friends, hang out, and you just chew on it for a while. And then if you don't, it's like, I gotta go try another drink. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that. I mean, to me, just the slight citrus note in there and how bold this is, I could see this making a really good cocktail, but I'm not paying $100 for a cocktail.
I mean, you go to OBC and you order the Mastodon, which is a Booker's Old Fashioned.
Yeah.
I could see this going perfectly well.
That would hide the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to hide the finish on a $100 bottle. And we've all hit on that.
No.
You don't.
But like to touch on that, I mean, one of your first reactions was to say, Eric, you need to pair this with something to improve or hide the finish.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I get that. I totally understand.
You shouldn't have to say that.
I like playing devil's advocate with these just because it's, first of all, I know it's slightly annoying for the group, but at the same time, it's like there's going to be so many opposing perspectives.
Yeah.
On
Somebody's
every
gonna
single
be
bottle.
like, this is the best Booker since, whatever.
This is why it's fun to have 3 people on the podcast, because I don't know what to expect anymore.
Yeah. And I'm totally aware that sometimes even the points that I bring up are contradicting. That's the point. You're going to have...
point.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're going to have...
Bird is the word.
Yeah, you're going to have so many people that are like, oh, this is the best Bookers I've had in a while. And then you're going to have Eric here who's like, oh, I'm comparing it to Country Ham, which was also not a super highly regarded batch. And then I'm looking at it like it's not Front Porch batch. There's so many different perspectives.
Yeah.
I think an 11's okay. I don't think it's worth buying. I think it's cool to just leave this one on the shelf. Maybe even having their product on the shelf for a little while will kind of force them to realize, hey, our stuff's sitting there. Maybe we do drop the price down a little bit more. Maybe we focus a little less on putting the oldest thing we possibly have out and just make what's tasty.
I don't have a lot of faith or hope going into within the next couple of years what I'm expecting to be the Booker's 35th anniversary batch.
I don't know. The 25th and 30th were amazing.
They were, but they've really got to show me that they still have the capacity to do super well over the next year or so for me to truly be excited about it and get on board. I feel like at this point, if they were to drop the 30th at a price point of, probably $200, I'm going to put that thing under a microscope and I'm going to be hypercritical of it because it's just I don't know. I don't think they deserve a pass right now.
No, they don't.
I hate to be that insightful.
It's $100 bottle.
INC.
It is $100 bottle.
But it's it's frustrating.
This is not like hey, this is going to be the normal shelf offering. We're going to your daily drinker and all that stuff. No, this is Booker's. We put it in a box. We put it on the top shelf and we put $100 price tag on it. We're going to get down to the fine details, and it shouldn't have a finish that makes you want to pair it just to get the whiskey better. Usually you want to pair something because you're like, oh, this is great. I can't wait to try this. It's not like Swan said, it's not, I want to pair this just to make this better. So
that's fair.
Bookie.
High proof hot takes?
High proof hot takes. Man.
I guess to wrap that up, this essentially is a pass for me.
Oh yeah. I'm not
I'm not buying it.
I don't think any you're not missing out on much by not picking.
If you want to collect them, great color. It's going to look good lined up with all the other ones. But if you actually open them to drink them, go buy Knob Creek single barrel or even some Old Grandad or something.
There's better options
even
out
some
there.
Bakers.
Yeah, get a Baker single barrel.
Yeah.
8 years old most of the time.
Anyway, high proof hot takes.
High proof hot takes.
I don't really have anything this week. I've been my past week has just kind of consisted of me just being a dad.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of locked into making sure my child doesn't die.
All right.
What do you got?
anything?
You look like you're going to say something.
Oh no, I just making sure your child doesn't die. That's stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one. I don't think that Chicago pizza is real pizza, but I like it better than New York style.
Oh. I don't know what so the hot take to me there is you don't think it's real pizza.
Yeah, it's like a legitimate
because I could see
pie.
people being like, I like New York style, I like this. So you're saying it's not legit pizza, it's more like a pie.
It is more of a pie.
Well, what about when people say pizza pie?
If you want to put that qualifier on New York style pizza as well, I'll call it a real pizza. And even then, I like the Chicago style better.
Okay, I'll play along. If you have to eat your pizza with a fork, is that even pizza?
Again, I don't care if it's pizza or not. It's delicious. But that's why I said it wasn't real pizza.
Okay, so it's just a pie.
It's just a pie.
Okay.
It's a mess. I
love it. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just I'm getting you to elaborate more on this because I know there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, this son of a bitch.
I saw a tweet the other day that said that ketchup is made from a fruit and water, so it's technically a soda. I was like, that's not right. That's no.
Yeah. I also think the limestone mixing water for like, have you seen that stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just as bad as saying that like the water from New York makes the bagels better.
Oh yeah.
That's on the same level, and they're both goofy. Not
Yeah.
here for it.
Yeah.
Come at me, David Levine.
Damn, calling him out. This is
Directly.
Oh, I can't wait for this is gonna be good.
Eric?
I don't know if I got one here. I feel like I came in pretty hot last week.
Yeah.
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 I would probably I'll just say one sentence and we'll move on.
Okay.
Star Trek sucks. Star Trek is lame as fuck. So anyway, that's probably a hot take for somebody.
Tips and bits.
I got some good tips and bits.
Have you watched the newest season of Stranger Things?
I have, yeah.
Do we want to do a quick joint? I don't want to go through it too quickly, but do just a quick little discussion on Stranger Things 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I would definitely recommend it, so I don't see why not.
I think it's the best season since the first one.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I think Vecna is an incredible villain.
Yeah. It felt like the most horror show out there right now.
It
It's
really
scary.
felt like I was watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
A few times, and like Eden hadn't been around, and I was watching it, and Lucy comes in with her, and I was like, I don't want her to watch this while. Like, I don't want to put this on while she's around.
Vecna's curse when he snaps them apart. Ooh.
Did you guys see the twist coming?
Oh yeah,
At the end?
I did.
No. Midway through.
Oh. Are we
I
doing
didn't.
spoilers?
Sure. Spoilers for season 4 of Stranger Things.
I started catching on.
I didn't. I missed it. I completely missed it. I don't know how.
No, I picked it up pretty quick. I'm gonna be honest.
Did
with
you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and there's also some other stuff in there too. Like I'm a huge Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things you can do for one of the campaigns in Dungeons and Dragons is actually this large red dragon. And if you think about what Will did a drawing of,
Oh, yeah.
it was a large red dragon. So I'm wondering, since there's so much tie-in with D&D, if that's going to be prevalent in the 5th season.
I think Will is going to end up having powers. Something happened when he was stuck there for so long, and he's connected to this whole thing.
Okay. Let's talk about Will for a second.
Vicious haircut. Got to fix it.
Oh, God. So bad.
He's gay, right?
Yes,
Okay.
has to be.
I needed confirmation.
I mean,
Because it felt like they were just leaning into it really heavily, but at the same time, like, that could also have been misconstrued as him just being really close to his good friend Mike.
I think when it shows his brother kind of look at him and because I think his brother knows.
Well, and his brother's saying you can talk to me about anything.
Yeah,
and,
I think
I'm always
so.
going to be there for you.
I feel like it's there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and he's always kind of been the outcast of the group anyway.
Yeah.
So for that to kind of be like an added layer that he might be experiencing, because I mean it's the 80s, it's not like
Right.
being gay is widely accepted or anything. So yeah, I mean I could see that being yet another thing that he's got to deal with through all that. Sadie Sink is an amazing actress. She was the highlight of the show this season.
You cannot look at me and say, you know what, Millie Bobby Brown, she really was. No, she was not the star of this.
No,
season.
I don't think she even came close to.
Sadie was amazing. Episode 4 was one of the best.
Was that Dear Billy?
Yes.
Yeah,
That was one of the best.
that was incredible.
TV style, whatever we're calling streaming shows now. One of the best things you could watch all year. Episode 4 was amazing.
Yeah. Did you guys make the connection with who Robbins is? Maya Hawke, who plays
Oh
her?
yeah, I looked her up in last
Is
season.
it Ethan Hawke's daughter?
And Uma Thurman.
And Uma Thurman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now for sure.
I Google searched her last season. I mean, I just wanted to know, like, she's good.
I just want to know. You just got that.
Just stop.
Just got to find out.
Yeah.
I really like Robin. I think Robin's a
She's
fantastic
awesome.
character. I was so emotionally attached to Eddie.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
By the
mean-
end of the show. I mean, not that it's not a revolutionary thing to say. It's nothing like
He
that
was so
people-
good, though.
But yeah, and I mean, like, not that I was ever like the super weird, nerdy, outcast kid in school, but I was that kid who like didn't really fit into a particular friend group. Like, I just kind of floated between everybody. And so I don't know, like, seeing Eddie just kind of being who he was and like, I don't know, I had a lot of appreciation for the way that character was written, and just a big like truthfulness to accepting yourself and kind of loving yourself too. And I love that character. I think Steve Harrington is also just...
Steve's the man. I thought he was going to die.
I thought he was too.
I was like, they're fucking killing Steve.
I
and I'm
thought
gonna
he
be
was
pissed.
too. I was not happy about that at all.
But it's hard for me to say, like, they're going to bring... I feel like they're going to bring Eddie back somehow. Like, whether it's flashbacks or whether it's just...
I mean, they brought Billy back in
That's
flashbacks.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be something. He's just... I mean, people have loved him so much. Like, he has to do... There has to be some kind of Easter egg or something in the next season to where he shows up or does something. And I love seeing all the love that Metallica gave him. They gave him a custom guitar. He got to meet the band and play with them.
Yeah.
He actually learned how to play it. It wasn't just somebody else. Like,
But he was saying that he knew how to play that before
yeah,
the show.
Yeah, he was a guitar player before.
Yeah, because he played guitar when he was growing up.
yeah.
and
And
everything.
then the bass player of Metallica's son is the one who re-recorded it to play for the show.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because I was like, how is this possible? Like, what's going on? So I guess, like, in order to use... It costs more to use the original version of a song in a thing. I think we might have talked about it. But if you get permission and you re-record your own, like, kind of, maybe switch a little bit up here, make it, cut it down for the show, like, you can do that. And, yeah, the bass player's son did the recording that they used for the show.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's crazy.
I just overall, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a great season. David Harbour and Winona Ryder continue to be highlights throughout the show too, and of course Hopper was going to come back.
Of course.
Like I watched that season finale of season 3, and I was like, he's not dead. don't do that. He's not dead. They wouldn't do that with Hopper.
Yeah. Well, they showed it in that after credits that he was alive.
But I mean, like, if it was, supposed to be like the Upside Down or whatever, but the season 4 finale is brutal.
Yeah.
It's really good, but it is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was not. I guess I didn't realize how like attached I was to all of these characters to where I just was like getting emotional.
What about they just straight up? I can't remember his name. The basketball player that was just going crazy, Chrissy's boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
they just straight up tore him in
Justin,
something like that. They just melted him in half. Like, he just goes out laying there and just melts him in half. Like, it's amazing.
All right. I didn't have any sympathy for that character.
No, I didn't have sympathy. I'm just saying
honestly.
they straight up just melted him in half. Like, they didn't show any sympathy for him.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything like rebounding or anything like that. It was just straight up
Could you imagine
melt you in half.
shooting all of those, and then at the end of like the 5th or 6th episode, even the guy that wrote the script is just like, yeah, off that dude, get him out of here.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to see him next season. We're not paying for him next season. Get him out of here.
I think that was the only, and I mean, it resolved itself pretty well, but I think it was the only like truly clunky part of the season was his little revenge plot against Eddie, because I forgot about it until it got to the finale. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he like comes back, and he has to, stand in the way of. And I will say, that moment at the beginning of that episode where Nancy's like, "All right, we got to go through the phases of the plan again." I was like, "What's gonna happen?" Like, and not even think that it was gonna be the basketball player like coming in and just ruining everything. But it's
It's a good season.
It was a really good season.
Highly recommend. Big tips and bits from all of us.
Yeah, for sure. Is that all for tips and bits this week?
Yeah, I'll save mine for next time.
Yeah, because we got to get to some others. We got to get to the last call lounge.
Last call lounge.
We got to head to the lounge.
Yeah, we do. Eric, do you want to bring us home with the things that we can tell people about how to find us and where they can support us and all this good stuff?
Well, if you didn't know by now, it's Big Ass August. Max, are you part of Big Ass August? Because if you're not, then I'll tell you how you can get part of it.
Max is the patron saint of Big Ass August, or Eddie.
Oh, Eddie, my bats are going to eat you, but you're going to go out in the most metal way ever. Anyway.
That shield with the trash can lid.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
Dude.
And like at first you're like, that's so impractical, and then he starts using it and you're like, oh, never mind.
That's all you got. Oh, that one part when he pops around the corner when he's got Max's Michael Myers mask on.
Oh, it was so good, dude.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
Oh, shit. Anyway, Big Ass August. Trying to get some more patrons.
And we've got a few.
Yeah. I'll tell you about them. I'm hanging out with them all the time.
They're your best friends.
They are. Oh, go over to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show. There's so many other things that aren't worth paying $1 for, but the show is, because we're awesome. And then at $5, you can get all the extra content, the bonus episodes, all the Big Ass August stuff going on right now, uncut episodes. You can listen to them before they even come on your podcast app. So go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. Support us there. Apparently there's a new tier coming that I'm going to be sending some pairings to. So you better be watching out for that.
I'm making sure that it's worth your time.
Oh, I mean, I love pairing. I'll share it with you.
No, I know, but I'm making sure that it's not like, hey, $5 and you get, you know what I mean?
$5.50.
You're going to be covered. You're going to be taken care of.
No, I love sharing pairings, and I'm down for that. So get on that. If you want to go to get some merch, it's at, no, it's not at, it's just bourbonshop.threadless.com. If you want to go get some Whiskey Mutant merch, it's whiskeymutant.shopify.com. Swan, do you got any merch?
Nope.
Okay. If you want to send an email,
not even a little bit,
with a question, a comment, something that you want us to do, review, anything like that, send us an email at thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want to leave a voicemail for us to listen to and talk to you, 859-428-8253.
Yeah, we freaking still don't have one.
I mean, I've literally begged for a barrel rings to talk to you.
Let me make sure.
What if there's a secret barrel rings? The long lost barrel rings.
No. The last one we had was on March 24th.
Okay. Well, never mind. If you want to go on social media, you can follow the show at MyBourbonPod on all social media accounts. You can follow me at Whiskey Mutant. You can follow Swan at SwanTBF. He's got an OnlyFans as well. Only Swans.
Only Swans.
Swans. Yeah, he's putting a lot of stuff in his mouth there.
Yeah.
If you want to go to YouTube, this is My Bourbon Podcast on YouTube. Perry goes live every Thursday night at 8. Me and Swan try to join him when we can. And then...
And this week on the live stream is the the fundraiser, the Eastern Kentucky Flooding fundraiser.
As you're listening to this, tomorrow will be the fundraiser, and you can go to my Instagram at Whiskey Mutant, and if you want to try to win some tickets and support Eastern Kentucky, you can do that on my Instagram as well. And then just tell people about us.
Tell people about
Write
the
a
show.
letter to your friend in another country, send it to them, and tell them to listen to us.
They could also be as close as Frankfort, Kentucky, which is where one of our new Patreon supporters is from.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
You too.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Until you move up north. Again.
Again.
A different north.
Less north. North minus.
A separate north.
Yep.
Todd Ritter.
Todd Ritter?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
He's my long lost cousin.
About that one. Yeah. Yeah. We were oh man, we were at a BP gas station.
So wow, that was a big story right there.
No, we were at a BP
End of
gas
story.
station. And I heard him like over. I was eavesdropping. I'm sorry. He was trying to like tell the lady what his name was because he signed his gas receipt really bad, and he's like Ritter, and I was like, damn, that must be kin to Perry. And I was like, do you want to have a piece of chicken over here on this gas station chicken? He was like, yeah. He's like, why are you asking me to do that? I was like, I think you're family with my friend Perry. He's like, Perry? He's like, yeah, I know Perry. And so we sat there and we had some Church's chicken. It was horrible.
Oh, it's bad.
You should never buy gas station chicken from somebody that...
Did you think it was a good idea to do that in the first place?
Well, yeah, because we were hungry and I wanted to have a conversation with them. Like, when's the best time to have a conversation with somebody?
Not over gas station chicken.
But if there's nothing else around, you
got me.
You got it. Yeah. So had it horrible gas station chicken. If you're going to get gas station chicken, you got to make sure Mama's manning the cash register, and she just put it in there, and she put some crispy tater wedges in there, and that's what he told me, and I was like, you know what? You're exactly right. You are one. Every Ritter that I've met in my life is smarter than me, including him. Why he didn't stop me from spending my money on the chicken? He let me buy all the chicken. I got like a 12-piece.
Are you committed?
Yeah, I was trying to have a conversation with him. But either way, he knows his way around a gas station.
Well,
He does.
thanks for getting out of that gas station so you could support us. Jared Quant.
Yeah, Jared. Oh my God, I cannot believe he actually...
He's supporting the show now.
I know. It was crazy, though, because we were not at a gas station. We were at Crutchfield Meat Market. Both checking out meat. He had a big old
I
thing.
can't get over how so many of these stories happen at a meat counter or a meat market.
Dude, we were cooking up stuff, you know? And
Hey,
he had...
Critchfield's is the bomb. Though.
Yeah. He had a huge pork tenderloin in his hand. And he looked like he knew how to handle that thing. And when I saw that, I go, dude, you look like you know how to handle that thing. And I said, you know what else you should handle? Big ass August. And he said, I love putting asses in my hand. And he said, I'm going to support the show. I was like, for real? Yeah, I'm going to. And then we talked about our favorite rubs. And he gave me a back rub. I gave him a back rub right there in Crutchfield. And then we both left with pork loins in our hand.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And I'm so happy that he joined.
And last but not least, Mike Green.
Mike Green. Oh my God. You should see this guy.
Now this one's going to be an actual story, I think.
You should see this guy yell at 11-year-old kids. I mean, it's amazing. He got done coaching a Little League game, met him at the concession stand. We both scarfed down hot dogs together. Real hot dogs, not gas station hot dogs.
Hear this guy yell at 11-year-olds.
Yeah, you should. Where's him out? The dude can yell like nobody's business, and he looks good in his little coaching shorts. Wears little coaching shorts. But yeah, had a great hot dog with him. Yeah, great hot dog at the concession stand with him. Talked about everything. Yeah, we talked about some bourbon, local eats and stuff like that, and then I went and watched him yell at some more kids. So
good.
I appreciate Mike. Always, he sends me messages talking about the show. He's a big fan of our Wiseman review.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, he loved that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And number one in the poop category.
Yeah.
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 Great.
And he also he bought our single barrel and stuff too. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I recognize the name.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Mike, Todd, and Jared, thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon. Thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. And thank you to everybody who listens to the show every single week, whether or not you are able to financially support us. It does matter that you are here, that you are downloading, that you are sharing, all that stuff. It means so much to us. And honestly, I don't think I have anything else to say
We love you.
at this point. We do love you guys.
Stick around.
You're the best. Last call coming up here
Big
real soon.
ass. Last call.
Big ass call.
Yeah. Big ass call. The last one.
You gotta pay for those usually.
You do.
Yeah. Ass calls.
Yeah. All
Yep.
right. Anyway, that does it for this week. Thank you all so much. As always, we will see you real soon. Until next time, though, I'm Perry,
I'm Swan.
I'm Eric.
and this is My Bourbon Podcast.